Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mercy Kelly. My channel is called Reimagining the Workplace. In this channel, we are going to discuss a lot of things that surround the workplace, and the objective is to create a healthy workplace for our employees, because I noted that there's so many people who are employed out here and they are not happy. They don't love their jobs, and even if they love their jobs, they do not love the environment that they work from. And therefore this channel is going to concentrate on developing healthy work cultures and healthy work environments for our employees. And today's topic is basically an introduction of this channel and introduction of myself. My name is Mercy Kelly, like I've mentioned earlier. I am an administrator by profession. I have been working in an office, employed in different workplaces as an administrator. Worked for the last 14 years of my life, and in those 14 years I have learned a lot in regards to how a workplace operates, the good and the bad and the ugly at the workplace. And therefore that's what I hope to bring aboard in the next episodes as we go along, and discuss all these things with all of you, so that we know what to expect at our workplace and what not to expect. So in this channel, these are the points that we expect to be discussing going forward. Number one, work culture or work ethics and values. And this entails things to do with professionalism at the workplace, what is expected of you, how you're supposed to conduct yourself, how you're supposed to dress up, like how you're supposed to relate with your employees, how you're supposed to carry yourself around generally at the workplace. And this will also include things to do with discipline at the workplace, respect for fellow employees at the workplace, everything that has to do with work ethics and values. The other thing that we are going to be discussing is how to identify a healthy work environment as compared to a toxic work environment. In this topic, we'll be discussing things to do with how to, or the signs to look out for you to know that the place that you're employed is toxic for you, or it's a healthy workplace for you. A healthy workplace, for example, will value you as a person. They will value your religion. They'll value you as an individual, as a person, or as the employee. For example, if you're the accountant, they'll give value to you as who they employed you to be. They will not downgrade you. They will not carry you like just any other person. They'll basically treat you like a human before you are an employee. Whereas at a toxic workplace, they will not do that. They'll treat you like you're there for the money. They'll treat you like they expect you to work because they are paying you. That will be their attitude, for example. At a toxic workplace, they'll not treat you as an employee or as a person first, before they'll treat you like an employee and then a person, a human, basically. So we are going to discuss those too. Something else we are going to be discussing in this channel is issues to do with identifying or knowing your worth as an employee, understanding why you should be treated with respect at the workplace, understanding how much value you bring to the employer, That's why they interviewed you. You were picked as the best candidate, and therefore you're adding value to the organization, and you need to start your job or to do your job knowing that in mind, that you are valuable, you add value to the company, and that's your worth to the company. Besides your knowing that personally you're a worthy person and you deserve this job and you deserve to be in this environment. Another thing that we are going to be discussing in this channel is how to observe boundaries at the workplace. What do I mean by this? For example, how do I relate with my boss? Because your boss deserves the respect that a boss deserves. You cannot treat your boss or relate with your boss the exact same way that you're going to relate with your colleague at the next desk, who you're working at the same level. Maybe you are both secretaries, you're both accountants, you're both whatever it is that you're doing. You need to develop a culture that respects boundaries at work and the things that surround boundaries and personal space at work. In this channel, we'll also discuss how to understand contracts before signing them, how to read and understand our contracts before we sign them. If you get a job and you're given a contract, you have a right to ask for time to go through it, for a day or even for 2 days. Ask for whatever amount of time you need and go through your contract thoroughly. Understand the things that are put in that contract, because sometimes you will sign a contract without reading it, and then later on you'll find that there are some clauses that are in that contract that work against you as an employee. So it's important to understand that contracts are to be read and understood before signing. Number 7, we are going to be discussing things to do with how to negotiate for a salary or for wages if you're a casual employee, but majorly for salaries, how to negotiate for salaries that match the value that you're giving to the company. Every employee, starting from the cleaner to the top manager, bring value to the company in whatever way they do, and therefore it's important for you to understand that and negotiate your salary based on the value that you're giving to the company. So we are going to discuss that also in this channel. Part 8, we are going to discuss issues that to do with grievances for employees and how to handle them, how to speak up when there's any form of injustice happening at the workplace, either by your supervisor or even by your fellow colleagues, or even by your own bosses, the overall bosses. If there's any grievances at the workplace, you need to know as an employee how to speak up respectively, and how to follow them up, and how to deal with any issues that have to do with injustice at the workplace in general. We will speak about all that. We may need to call professional people to discuss that with, but we will know as we go along. The other thing that we are going to be discussing in this channel is how to do interviews, everything that surrounds interviews, how to prepare for an interview, for example, how to carry yourself around during the interview, questions that you need to ask during an interview, and just how to, for example, do your background in regards to a place you're going for an interview. so that you do know the questions to expect during the interview, because different panels will ask different questions depending on what they are interviewing for and the nature of job that you're going to be doing, or even the nature of the organization that you're going to work in. Yeah, so that too we are going to discuss in this channel. The other thing that we're going to be discussing in this channel is what to expect from an employer as an employee. When someone calls you for an interview, you go for an interview, you do probably 2 or 3 interviews, and you are picked as the best candidate. What do you expect from the employer? What to expect? Because you cannot just run for the job without your expectations. This is a contract. That's why we sign contracts at the workplace. What to expect from your employer, and what you need to give in return as an employee. We're going to be discussing all those. Another thing we are going to discuss is everything that has to do with job satisfaction. Is the job that I'm doing satisfying to me? Is it something that I love and that I enjoy to do? Is it something that fulfills me as a person? Is it something that makes me feel good every time at 5 o'clock if you're a 9 to 5 person? Is it something that gives me satisfaction when I go home, I close for the day? Is it something that I love and I can say, Eureka, have done it? Or is it something that dissatisfies you? Is it a job that you hate? And maybe talk about things to do with how to leave a job that you do not like, because it's possible to leave. Most of us think that we cannot leave jobs because we do not have other jobs, which is understandable, but you need to leave a job that is not serving you. But we will discuss that when we get there. The other thing that we're going to be discussing is issues to do with grievances at the workplace. Issues to do with how to call out or to speak up when there's injustice at the workplace. The channels that you need to follow to send your grievances if you're dissatisfied at the workplace. The channels, how to do it, whether through email, whether through your supervisor, and just everything that surrounds injustice at the workplace, how to handle it, how to follow it up to make sure that your grievances are heard and that you're listened to as an employee, because you have a right to be listened to by your employer, and especially if your issues are genuine issues. It's not things that do not make sense, so to speak. So as we do this, these are like just a few things that we are going to discuss more that happens at the workplace, and the general objective is to make sure that we create together, we go on a journey and create beautiful workmanship, the people that God created us to be. God did not create us to be miserable workers, to be people who just hate what they do and we are just doing them for money. God expects us to love the jobs that we do, and therefore this channel is all about that. It's about inviting you, and we go on a journey to explore and know what does really God expect of us as employees at any organization, whatever kind of job you're doing. God wants you to be happy at that workplace, and therefore let's do this together.